Hi, this is Troy here again from CropLocal. Just wanted to take you all through the back-end farmer side of CropLocal. Again, CropLocal is a marketplace platform connecting local farmers to local consumers to be able to increase access to locally grown food. Today I wanted to walk you through the back end where the farmers would interact with managing their virtual farmers market, if you will. Here we're starting out on the stats page, so imagine a farm that's already been utilizing the platform, has had products listed for sale, and they're engaging their community. This can give you the high-level information that you're looking for on how much you're selling, the number of orders it's taking to reach those sales, the visitors that have been reaching your pages, which products you're selling the most and how often during specific time frames, with additional statistical information to come here. If we continue through the farmers backend page here, we can jump into the orders tab. So when an order comes in from a consumer, this is where you're going to see which orders are still unfulfilled and need to be picked, packed, delivered, or picked up by the consumer. And there's different statuses that you can actually list for each one of those. So if the purchase has been made, the farmer or you have accepted it, that it's picked, packed, and ready to be delivered, or it's picked, packed, and ready to be picked up, if that is the other option that you choose. You can also click directly into the order, so you can see what James Doe, the consumer here as the example, has actually chosen to purchase from you. And you'll see all the details here and any additional customer notes, if there are any, that could be important to your process. We'll jump into the next tab. There's an option to message the farmer, or for the farmer to message the consumer. Say you had apples listed and you ran out of apples and they made this order with you. And you needed to let them know, like, hey, the apples are no longer there, so why don't we find a replacement for you, or I can remove them from your order. That's what this system will be there for. If the customer has any questions, they can send them to you. It's like an instant messenger system for communication between consumers and farmers. If we jump into the products tab, this is a super easy to use section for the farmer. They can actually use it from their phone, they can do it from a computer, whenever and wherever they are. Essentially, this is where they're going to list their crops that they have for sale and manage their crops that they have for sale. You put in the crop names and descriptions to tell more, maybe even throw a recipe in there under the descriptions as an example. You put how much quantity you have available. The quantity will actually tick down with orders that are made. So if you only have 30 heads of lettuce, because that's what you harvested this week, and 30 heads of lettuce are purchased, that will tick down with the orders, and then it will toggle the availability off for you, so you don't have to have sales of products that you don't have. But you can choose whether you want to actually utilize that functionality of tracking inventory. If you go into the actual product page where you create it, you can choose whether you want to track that inventory or not. You can give categories, whether it's a fruit, a vegetable. It's open source, so you can have raw vegetables or pre-made pastas, if that's what you keep at your farm stand. In addition to, it's really open to interpretation and how you want to engage your community. You can upload images and videos of your products, whatever suits you and your community best. You can, like I said, you can link recipes to specific ways to cook the crops that you have available, and you can set the price, and you can set also the way that you're going to weight that particular item. You'll likely, the focus is going to be able to get reviews from the customers to create authenticity to how great your farm stand is. You can publish and unpublish these reviews as you deem fit, but having more content, more reviews is always going to be helpful to creating that authenticity to the farm. And then one of the most important pillars is the social integration, being able to show who's farming these, who's planting the seeds, who's harvesting the crops, who's selling the crops, and how much of a community member that you are in growing the food that your customers are actually eating. And then lastly here, you can go through and you can manage your account settings, so you can turn your farm on or off based on the season. I know not everybody has a 12-month season for their farm, so you can toggle it off, which will allow you to still be found, but it will list your products as not available, which allows you in the off season to still engage your community, but not be held to receiving orders essentially, so you can still get that outreach. And then you can change the details about your farm if you have additional, if you just recently became organic certified and you want to add that to your business description. You can manage your logistics. So if you're going to offer delivery, you can toggle that on and pick which days you specifically are going to deliver items, or when you have to have those orders in by, if there's a minimum order value that you want to set to justify a delivery. And then if there's a fee associated still with the delivery, mile radius in which you're willing to deliver. All of this information, really just trying to be transparent as possible with the consumer, but also trying to make the logistics of delivery possible for the farmers to be able to operate within a scope, and also be profitable with a delivery fee that covers the costs, that makes it reasonable for the farmer to take that endeavor on. And then there's obviously pickup, which will be pretty much store hours that you allow people to come by and pick up their orders. While you can continue to sell 24/7 on the platform, there's going to be certain hours where people can swing by and pick those up or expect the deliveries to come through. And then there's always a profile setting of a specific person that would be in charge of this with their login information. We integrate with Stripe for payments. There's a 6% transaction processing fee for any transaction that's completed on the platform. So if you were to sell $10 worth of crops, we would take 60 cents of that and retain that within CropLocal and distribute you the remaining amount directly to your bank account. So you set that information up in here, and it's a very seamless, proven process. And then you can connect your social media accounts to bring in any feeds if you find that utilizing Instagram is easy and you don't want to have to recreate the efforts that you put into engaging your Instagram community. We can import those social feeds to make that process streamlined and easy for you. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. The email address is croplocal@gmail.com. My name's Troy. You can always call us too at 978-885-3195. Thanks.